Hey, amazing fans! Welcome to another relaxing moment with VIVA'S Stories. Before we dive into the drama, don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support means the world to us. Now, grab a seat, sit back, relax, and let's journey into the story together. 5 students, Tega, Ife, Korede, Blessing, and Mfon, attend the same university in Anambra. Exams are over, it's December 21st, and everyone is rushing home. They book a night bus to Port Harcourt, excited, blasting music, taking selfies. They ignore Tega's mother's insistence on a prayer before traveling. "We're not children anymore, Mummy," Tega laughs. "We thought we were just going home for the holidays." 5 of us, Tega, Ife, Korede, Mfon, and Blessing, students of Unisic, had just finished our final exams. December 21st. The excitement was thick in the air. Bags packed. Phones charged. Night bus to Port Harcourt? But what could possibly go wrong? "Mummy, please, I'm not a child," Tega said over the phone, rolling her eyes. "Yes, I'll pray, okay, bye." She ended the call and laughed. "My mum wants me to fast before entering a God is Good bus." But at the terminal, weird things started happening. A hunched beggar reached out and grabbed Ife's wrist. "Don't enter the bus, child," he whispered. "Not all who enter tonight will arrive." A beg shift. Ife snapped, shaking him off. When the conductor called seat numbers, everyone avoided seat 7 like it was cursed. "Superstitious nonsense," Korede muttered, dropping into it. Then a woman boarded, veiled head to toe in black lace. No luggage, no ID check. She sat beside Korede silently. We started the trip at 10:46 p.m. Music blasting. Laughter. Prayers from a woman in front. Then silence. Darkness swallowed the highway. Hours passed. Mfon woke up with a jolt. "Guys, haven't we passed that same broken tanker 3 times?" "No way," Blessing said, blinking at the dark road. The driver kept wiping sweat from his forehead. "The GPS?" A man screamed. "This road. We're going in circles." Everyone turned to the veiled woman. She hadn't moved. Someone took a selfie, but she didn't appear in the picture. What the hell? At 3:33 a.m., the bus stopped. Ahead, no road. Just bush. The driver stepped out and vanished. "What do we do?" Korede asked. "We pray," Tega said, trembling. "I'm serious. We didn't pray before entering this bus." Half the passengers moved ahead on foot. The rest stayed back. Tega, Ife, and 2 others remained. An hour later, the walking group found the driver, dead. Eyes wide open. Mouth filled with sand. Back at the bus, the radio came on, by itself. A gospel song played. Tega gripped Ife's hand. "Something is here with us." Then a voice, deep and cold, echoed from the back. "One of you must pray. Or one of you must die." Terrified, Ife dropped to her knees, remembering her pastor's midnight prayers. She cried out loud, "Jesus! Any power dragging us to untimely death, catch fire." The sky brightened. A cock crowed. It was just 4:12 a.m. The road reappeared. The bus driver walked back like nothing had happened. By 6:30 a.m., we reached Port Harcourt. Shaken. Quiet. That afternoon, news broke. A similar bus had crashed that same night. All lives lost. We came back changed. Korede couldn't explain why he felt like someone was still following him. Seat 7 in our hostel remained empty till we graduated. Now we tell everyone, pray before you travel this December. Because some roads aren't just roads. Recap of image 2. Audience, listen attentively while we ride. Roads, they're altars. The night breeze at the terminal was thick with diesel, jollof rice, and exhaust fumes. Passengers bustled about, dragging bags, shouting over loudspeakers, and buying last-minute snacks. The Peace Motors night bus had finally arrived. "Guys, this is it," Mfon said, slapping his backpack. "Port Harcourt, here we come." We pushed through the crowd toward the bus. That's when the conductor started shouting seat numbers like a town crier on speed. "Seats 1 to 6. Move in. Seat 7. Seat 7. No one stepped forward. Seat 7. I say seat 7, he repeated, now slightly irritated. Passengers exchanged glances. Some began murmuring. A woman whispered to her child, "We don't touch that number. It's not ordinary." "A beg, what is this?" Korede laughed, chewing on a stick of suya. "You people still day fear seat number like Sena Shrine?" "Guy," Blessing said slowly, "maybe just pick another one." "Nah," Korede said, already climbing into the bus. "Nah, this kind backward-thinking day hold this country. Superstition kills progress." He slammed into seat 7 with dramatic flair. We laughed nervously. As we boarded, a cold breeze swept through the terminal. That's when she came. Veiled in black. No suitcase. No handbag. Just silence. She handed her ticket wordlessly, and the conductor didn't even check her ID. It was like he'd gone into a trance. She walked straight to the back, next to Korede, and sat. "Korede, nah your girlfriend on show, oh," Mfon teased. But Korede didn't laugh. He was staring at her, confused. "Bro." She didn't even look at me. "Did she smell like camphor?" Aoife asked. "I swear I smelled camphor." We shook it off. 10:46 p.m. The bus rolled out of the terminal. Within an hour, we were out of town and deep into the dark highway. Everyone settled in. Some slept, some watched downloaded movies, some just stared at the passing trees. Then the air shifted. The AC blew colder than usual. Too cold. A man 2 rows behind us took a selfie and frowned. "I can't see myself," he said, tapping his phone. "See, only the seat is there." "Maybe flash no work," another passenger offered. "No, look again. The guy on seat 7 is there, but beside him, blank. Just empty space." We turned slowly. The veiled woman was still there, unmoving. But in the selfie? Nothing. "Tega," Blessing whispered. "Tell me we prayed before entering this bus." Tega's face was pale. "I forgot." "Forgot?" Aoife gasped. "Tega, your mum literally told you to pray." I thought it was just overreacting. Up ahead, the driver began muttering something under his breath. It sounded like Psalm 91. The steering wheel was shaking slightly. No music. No radio. Just silence. And the farther we went, the more it felt like we weren't just moving through space, but into something we couldn't see. Something that had already been waiting. Something that had marked seat 7 for a reason. And Korede was sitting right in it. Stay tuned while we dive fully into the main story. Your satisfaction our priority. The silence in the bus was no longer peaceful. It was heavy. Uneasy. Outside, trees swayed like they were whispering to each other. The farther we drove, the darker it got. Not just night dark, but eerie, suffocating, spiritual dark. Mfon leaned forward. "Guys, I swear we've passed this same trailer before." "You're paranoid," Blessing muttered. "No," he insisted. "That burnt sign. That broken billboard with the woman holding malt. We passed it twice already." The driver's face was soaked in sweat. His knuckles were white on the wheel. He reached up to the dashboard and pressed something. The radio flickered but didn't play. Instead, faint whispers poured out, like someone breathing through the speakers. Then he whispered, "Yuzo and Cheetah?" "What?" Aoife asked. The driver didn't respond. Tega's voice was shaky. "I know that name. Yuzo and Cheetah. The Road of Remembrance. My grandma warned me about it. Said it only appears at night, when spirits collect unpaid debts." "Debts?" Korede scoffed. "We're university students, not occultists." But none of us were laughing anymore. We must have dozed off. Everyone. Then, a blood-curdling scream. A man 3 rows behind stood up, eyes wide, trembling. "Why are we going in circles?" We jolted awake. Indeed, we had passed the same fuel station for the 3rd time. And now, the GPS on Blessing's phone was dead. Just a blinking red X. The veiled woman still hadn't moved. Tega turned to Korede. "Talk to her." "I'm not stupid," he said, shifting uncomfortably. Mfon took out his phone and recorded a video. "I just want proof for when we tell people this madness." He stopped. "What?" we asked. He showed us the video. Korede was in his seat. But next to him? Just an empty seat. Not even a shadow. The woman wasn't visible. At 3:14 a.m., everyone began to fall asleep again, almost like something pulled us under. Then we dreamed. We were standing at a crossroads. A man in white stood before us. "Go back or lose one of you," he said. "You entered without permission. And without covering." Tega stepped forward in the dream. "What are you talking about?" But he disappeared. And the road ahead turned into fire. We woke up gasping. Sweating. The bus was stopped. Forest on both sides. The road in front, thun. Half the passengers panicked and got down. The others stayed. Blessing and Mfon joined the walking group. "We need to find help," someone said. "This bus isn't moving again." Tega grabbed Ife's hand. "We'll wait. I feel like moving forward is wrong." The walking group carried torches and disappeared into the trees. 15 minutes passed. 30. Then we heard a scream from the direction they went. Then silence. Blessing came back running. Her shirt was torn. Her face streaked with tears. "He's dead," she cried. "The driver, he's lying by a shrine. Eyes open. Mouth full of sand." "What?" Mfon followed behind her. There was no road ahead. Just a clearing. And something watching us. He turned to the bus. But now, the bus isn't where we left it. We froze. It had shifted. Back inside the bus, the temperature dropped. The veiled woman was still seated, hands folded, head down. Then the bus shook violently. The doors slammed shut. Windows fogged up. The radio came on by itself, blaring gospel music in reverse. Tega screamed. "We didn't pray. That's why this is happening." Suddenly, from the back of the bus came a voice. "Cold. One of you must pray. Or one of you must die." The woman raised her head slightly. Her face was hollow. No eyes. No mouth. Ife dropped to her knees, trembling. She began to pray, out loud. Her voice cracked. She prayed in English, in tongues, in every language she could remember. "Any spirit holding us ransom tonight, I break your hold. Fire of God. Scatter every darkness." As her voice rose, something screamed from the back of the bus. Light burst through the windows. A cock crowed. We checked the time, 4:12 a.m. The road reappeared. The driver walked back to the bus as if nothing had happened. "Why are you all outside?" he asked, looking confused. We arrived in Port Harcourt around 6:30 a.m. No one spoke. A news alert popped up on Mfon's phone. Midnight crash along a wary Port Harcourt road. No survivors. 18-seater bus collided with unknown trailer. Bodies burned beyond recognition. It was the exact route we took. Exact time. Exact number of passengers. But we weren't in that crash. Tega knelt beside her bed that morning and wept. I mocked my mum's prayer. Korede couldn't explain why every mirror he passed now reflected an extra figure. Seat 7 in our hostel? No one sat there again. If you're planning to travel this December, pray. Not every road is just a road. Some are traps, and your only way out is God. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell for newly created content.